Get on the bandwagon while you can. Coaches and players await the final gun. The Tigers will fight for number one.
The Tigers were blessed with an abundance of talented individuals. They had all the ingredients necessary for greatness. A season to remember as long as Clemson football is played.
Tiger fever is spreading through the land. Better get on the bandwagon while you can. Coaches and players await the final gun. The Tigers will fight for number one. Tiger fever is spreading through the land. Get on the bandwagon while you can.
Go!
Hey, guys.
What's up, Cole?
How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you.
Homer, my man.
Oh, good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Perry, what you know, buddy?
Love you.
Love y'all, guys. The main thing about that football team in '81 is they wanted to be good after they got started, but we didn't really know where we started at or what we were going to be. And I've told people, I said, I don't know if they were the best team in America when we started playing, but I do know they were the best team in America when we finished.
We were a team in every sense of the word. I really think we had one heartbeat. And I think we took pride in being at Clemson, too. We earned it. Nobody gave us anything. Championships come at a price. And I think we paid that price.
And the '81 team, we just had a good time. To this day, we still have this amazing bond and relationship.
It goes to show, how close we were back then, but, because we're so close now,
Few universities in the nation can boast as many tales of victory, spirit, and glory on the gridiron as Clemson. It's a small, personable college town, close to whatever you like the most.
Downtown Clemson back then was about 100 yards long.
When you think about the state of South Carolina, it's blue collar.
The textile mill history, folks understand what it means to have a hard day's work. Folks look out for one another, like that close-knit community.
Just as important was the support of Clemson's many fans who gave the Tigers the equivalent of a 12th man on the field. It's called Tiger Spirit. The man who helped build it is legendary Clemson coach Frank J. Howard.
Frank Howard came to Clemson from Alabama.
The Tiger players express their spontaneous joy as they hoist Coach Frank Howard.
He kind of set a standard for excellence within the program. Charlie Pell really resurrected Clemson's football fortune in 1977. He's a former Alabama player. Of course, Coach Ford played for Bear Bryant.
Danny Ford caught it. Danny is a real fine receiver.
And then, of course, we have what Dabo Sweeney has done, a former Alabama player.
When you're born in Alabama, they don't let you leave the hospital until you declare on the birth certificate which one you are. You're either Alabama or Auburn, and otherwise you don't leave. And then I show up here, and I really didn't know what to expect, but I quickly realized this is very familiar to me.
I used to tell all of my boys, I said, now, if you're going to give me 110%, when you go down to the valley, you can rub my rock. I said, if you're not going to rub my rock, don't you touch it.
We thought that was so awesome, man, where it says, welcome to Death Valley. But it's really backhanded welcome.
When those boys come running down that hill and the opponents down low, said they look like giants coming down that hill.
It was a place, a stadium, where you just didn't sit down.
It was intense. And I'm an outsider, right? A Yankee coming down here to the South.
And we didn't lose at home. There's a reason we call it Death Valley. You ain't supposed to leave here alive.
You've got to give them an A+. If you can't give them an A+ today, you don't know nothing about football. Well, they were good today. They were good.
Charlie Pell brought a new attitude.
He was a player's coach.
In the 1977 season, his first year really proved to be a landmark year, and had us in the Gator Bowl in 1977, and to come back in '78.
For a 10-1 season, a date in the Gator Bowl, it appeared that all was well in Tiger Town.
There was not a lot of rumors that he was going to go somewhere because he had just turned Clemson's program completely around.
If we were to ever get a job offer, we'd react to them, and at the right time.
He said he's going to Florida, and I think the reason he's probably going to Florida is because he thinks he can win a national championship.
Well, there was a lot of bitterness. Charlie Pell said, you can win the national championship at the University of Florida. You can't win the national championship at Clemson.
The reason he was going down to Florida is because he felt Clemson didn't have the quality athletes or didn't have the ability.
Coach Bryant gave me a nice recommendation. A bunch of players went, asked the president to make me the head coach, well, that helped.
Proud that he's going to be our next head football coach at Clemson, Danny Ford.
Coach Ford's first game proved to be Woody Hayes' last game. Coach Hayes just kind of lost it.
That's a big play right there at the football game, too. And of course, Bowman intercepts the football. And
most unfortunate incident.
We hate that. We really do.
It took away from Clemson's landmark victory, but for Clemson people and for our heritage, it was a huge victory.
Steve, 26 of you guys will not return next year.
With the recruiting year we had this year, and I'm sure we'll get next year, I think we're going to leave behind a good foundation. I think they're going to win a lot of football games.
I think it would be a mistake if we did not say that the 1978 team set the stage for the 81 team.
And I think we gleaned from that class what we needed to glean and tap our full potential in 81.
You know what I realized, though? Coach, you were only 30 when you started. Had I known that you were that young, I don't know if I would have listened to you.
Yes, you would have.
Hey, listen.
How old are you right there?
33.
He looks young.
Dark hair and sideburns, and look like Elvis, first class. Oh, yeah. Is he as a Q2 there?
Oh, that's GQ.
Danny Ford, a former pupil of Bear Bryant, a player at Alabama. The last three coaches, as a matter of fact, at Clemson have been Alabama graduates.
You know, he was a tobacco spitting, hat turned around backwards. Man, he just drove us. So whether he was 30 or 50, he was mean during practice.
In the quest to make his team better, Ford has tried to eliminate outside distractions.
We used to say all the time, he think we at Alabama when he was at Alabama.
Coach Bryant used to say, you can treat them any way you want to treat them in practice as long as you win. But when you lose, you better handle them with kid gloves. We always believed it was sort of like a Marine boot camp. Get a kid, you bring them in, break them down, and just build them back up. Make them do things they don't think they can do.
From 80 to 81, it was about us playing the football game the right way.
I don't think going into that year, we could even fathom what would become of that team.
The magic happened with those orange bitches.
William Perry busting through the middle.
Boy, we were good on defense. We would hit you.
So there were great quarterbacks in college football in 1981.
That is an outstanding quarterback they've got in Junior Dan Marino.
Dan Marino at Pittsburgh, John Elway at Stanford, Jim Kelly at the University of Miami.
University of Miami hasn't been on the map when everybody knows that Miami is for real.
Boomer Esiason was a great quarterback right here in the ACC. Todd Blackledge at Penn State was also a big part of that quarterback class in 1981.
That was a good time for quarterbacks, and that was at a time where, you know, kind of the prototype quarterback was the 6'3", 6'4", pocket passer type guys.
But that beginning of the 80s was where offensive football took a turn, where the responsibility of the quarterback as a playmaker really began to blossom.
Biggest question about Homer Jordan is how in the world did he get out of Athens? You know, right in the shadow of Sanford Stadium, between the hedges.
He set a lot of records at Cedar Shoals High School in Athens. So that was kind of ingrained in him coming out of high school. They wanted him to come to Georgia, but not to compete for quarterback. A lot of teams, a lot of colleges did not have African-American quarterbacks at the time.
I looked up to Doug Williams and Warren Moon. Back then, they said we couldn't read defenses, I think. We couldn't take on the offense, and we couldn't read defenses, I think.
And they gave him this kind of halfway promise. You can come in and play, and if it doesn't work out, then you go and play defensive back.
And then, of course, Coach Ford said, well, if you come to Clemson, you're going to have a chance to compete at the quarterback position.
That was one of the things we loved about Coach Ford. Coach Ford was giving it to the best football player. He didn't care if you were blue.
He was the first African-American starting quarterback in this part of the country. Not the most popular decision in the world.
One time he recalled where a gentleman approached him, was like, I don't think Clemson can win a national championship with a black quarterback.
You remember that? I remember that. He was actually right outside our dorm, I think. He said, I don't hate you as a quarterback or anything like that. I just don't think Clemson can win with a black quarterback.
Homer didn't respond to the racism as he responded to excellence.
Homer this time is racing to his left, looking to throw, going deep downfield for Tuttle. Perry's there, got it, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Homer made it easy. He was one of those quarterbacks that not only could spin the ball, but he ran the option better than anybody I saw.
Homer Jordan, the quarterback, taking out. Homer keeps, he's at the 10, fights his way to the 5, and Homer Jordan, touchdown!
I think that Homer gave them, a little dual threat capability, as well as being a great leader and guy could run their offense and do what was asked to do from that position.
Jordan on the kick. Got some room. Does he ever?
The thing about Homer, he's extremely competitive and extremely smart on the football field.
I think Homer Jordan was exemplary.
Firing over the middle. Tuttle's got it.
Of course, Perry Tuttle.
Throwing. It is caught by Tuttle.
He was a threat. He was a one-play wonder.
Deep fly pattern for Tuttle. He's out there. He's got it at the 30. Tuttle at the 20. 15, 10. Touchdown.
They looked to me as a leader, but they needed someone on offense, so they chose me.
Y'all didn't like practice much, that's all I know.
Ooh. No.
I love practice. He didn't like practice.
I hated practice. I hated going across the middle. I got hurt every Tuesday.
Because that was hitting day.
That's hitting day. That's right. He didn't want to get hit.
So I came down with an injury every Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it got well by Saturday.
By Saturday, we were ready to go.
Atlantic Coast Conference football has been maligned by many experts as being not of consistent high quality to be considered among the real football powers of the country.
The ACC at that time still was phenomenal basketball.
Super freshman move here by Michael Jordan.
We always had to compete against that.
I think that was the beginning of that push to, hey, we're just not a basketball conference.
The league kind of was seeing a rise to ACC football during that time. North Carolina was very good. They were in the top 10.
We were not the perennial program at that time.
It all began on November 22nd of 1980 in Death Valley.
We were 5-5 going into the last game of the season. Coach Ford may get fired if we lose this game. We had no idea, but our last trip into the locker room, and there are boxes. We break them open, orange pants, and to come back on that field was just genius.
We were just bursting with this joy and this expectation that we about to put on a show.
Clemson walked away with a convincing 27-6 victory.
I couldn't think of a better way to close 80 and enter 81.
So often I think great football teams are emblematic of the personality of the head coach. And I think back then, the idea, the thought was, you win championships by playing great defense.
Well, we were good on defense there, and we would hit you. Good gravy, them boys would hit you.
Up, and they're going to nail him for a loss on the play. Jeff Davis got in that time.
Jeff Davis, was our leader. He was our team captain, the defensive captain.
We were all over that football field, and we were putting that paw on you.
He fires over the middle, intercepted. Terry Kennard, that's number 6 on the year.
Then you bring in a phenom at nose tackle, William Perry.
Is William Perry.
He's got one of those effervescent personalities.
I can't lip read him that well.
William was such a fun-loving guy.
William was unusual. William was 325 pounds. When I came out of high school, when I got here, I was 260. I was considered a big lineman at that time, a nose guard. Then here come William that next year, he's 325.
William Perry, the super freshman nose guard, went busting through the middle of the Kentucky line.
Such a talented individual in so many ways.
William had real good speed. He was 4'9" in that neighborhood, so he could run and he could dunk a basketball at 6'2", 325 pounds. And this is no joke. I've seen him do a double flip off a diving board. So he was a rare type athlete.
It was William Perry who got through to hit Schofield.
He dominated the line of scrimmage. He and William Devane. Fridge was the media darling, but they were the Bruise Brothers.
Yeah, he calls them the Bruise Brothers.
We have different styles of playing. Both, I have my own style. He has his own style. We were both getting up there, trying to get out, trying to help Devane trying to help me.
And we knew based on the numbers we were going to win because you had to have 2 people to block him.
Clemson was unranked.
We had to go to Clemson.
Herschel Walker was nailed.
Welcome to Death Valley.
There's a tingle in the air that wasn't there last year.
I think they're going to be good again.
I've never been to a Clemson football game, but I'm ready to go.
What's it going to take for this to be a successful season? We would like to think that we can be always a contender for the championship in ACC.
There wasn't a lot of motivation. We were thinking about Clemson and we were thinking about the ACC.
We wanted to be the best team that we could be. And of course, winning the ACC was the first primary goal.
I think we have some fine young people.
We've made a few changes and moved some people around.
I think in the secondary we got a lot of depth.
Are you confident that Clemson can move the ball through the air this year?
Yeah, I'm very confident.
Well, we was playing Wofford the first game, so I'm telling Homer, I said, Homer, no matter what happens, you're not going to be thought very highly of unless you do super, super well, because you're just a different quarterback than we've ever had here. You're breaking your ground.
Nervous, it was a lot of it. You want to start off fast and good, but I didn't.
Well, we talked about it a long time as a staff, and either way, if something good happens to you, it gets you off to a good start. If something bad happens to you, you'd rather something bad happen early.
So Wofford holding the Tigers once again. Clemson unable to get anything generated offensively.
That was a tough first quarter for you.
I was a little nervous.
Remember, we were either ahead by a few or behind.
I think we were behind.
Down by 3.
Yeah, we
were down by 3 at Wofford.
I got in trouble for that. I told him we were supposed to beat Wofford, and then we were struggling.
Yeah.
And you let your mouth overload what we were doing, right?
No, actually, I was a prophet.
The give is off to Lang and nowhere to go, and the Tiger defense smelling it all the way. Bradshaw digs out, backs to throw. Now he's going to be hemmed in and going to be thrown for a loss. Homer Jordan up under quarterback, takes out, rolling to his right on 4th down, looking to throw, firing, and it is caught for a touchdown. Homer keeps, he's at the 10, fights his way to the 5, and Homer Jordan, touchdown. Homer Jordan takes out, keeps, turns, touchdown. Going deep downfield for Tuttle. Perry's there, got it, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
The defending national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs, took the nation's longest winning streak, 15 games, into the stadium they call Death Valley.
Well, they love their football down here in Clemson.
Clemson going into that season was unranked, coming off a 6-5 season, and had won the first 2 games, but nobody really took Clemson that seriously until they played 4th-ranked Georgia, the defending national champions.
Every year the game against Georgia, that was like Hump Wednesday, they say now. That was Hump game.
Clemson was really good, and we were good. So we really had some great games during that time. Danny Ford was a tough Bear Bryant type coach.
This is the Dogs.
Look at the valley, man.
I miss that old tree up there.
Just a little different.
That was a big game.
That was a big game.
I'm telling y'all, man, that was huge.
That might have been the most hyped game that I can remember, just because Herschel Walker was such a great player, had just taken the national championship.
Herschel Walker was the world. Herschel Walker in 1981, I mean, he was a talk.
Who was the best college running back you've ever seen?
Without any question, Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker, perhaps the best player ever to play college football.
You know, we're just gearing up for Herschel plays right now. I'd really like to challenge him a little bit.
They just believed they were going to kill him. I mean, that was their attitude.
I suppose if I were on the other side, I'd have to be cautious myself because of the great strength that we had there with Herschel.
We had to go to Clemson to play him.
So here's our opportunity early to just get a glimpse of what Clemson football really looks like in '81. Welcome to Death Valley.
All righty, here we go. To the left side, Herschel. Oh, was he hit at the 45? Herschel Walker was nailed, and was he jolted out there? Oh, he went backwards. Pitch back, Walker, no first down.
We put something on Herschel that day that hadn't been put on Herschel.
He had his worst football game, and you give Clemson credit for really playing good and playing him tough. And he fumbled the ball a few times. Normally is uncharacteristic of Herschel.
Herschel cannot find any opening at all.
The offense did what was needed. We moved the ball.
Homer Jordan rolls to his left. He's going to keep.
Throw the ball, Homer. Throw the ball.
We're get the first down.
They get the first down.
Bird. Now throw it to you.
Okay.
Jordan takes out. Quick throw. Tuttle. He's got it. What a catch.
I'm going to tell you what, that's sweet.
Oh, they couldn't stop that.
I love that play.
Oh, boy. Great throw. Super catch.
But the defense was phenomenal.
It is intercepted. Intercepted. It is intercepted in the end zone.
I think we forced 9 turnovers that game.
Buck Bellew looking to throw. Big rush on him.
And that's another problem. I saw Buck Bellew at a quarterback club one time. I said, thank you.
It is over here at the Valley. The Tigers will have won for the first time in their history over a top 10 team.
When we beat them, you know, people started talking about us.
I've got to feel that the team that has the best chance to go undefeated through the entire season is Clemson.
And so that set the stage for the rest of the year for us, I believe.
After we beat Georgia, then we kind of knew something special could happen.
I accept it on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
There's a lot more to the Orange Bowl than just the game, huh?
We were fired up about that.
The Kentucky Wildcats have become the 4th victim for the Clemson Tigers in this 1981 season.
Starting out unranked, they couldn't have probably afforded to lose a game. They would have to go undefeated.
This ball game is all over. Clemson has won its 5th in a row.
We didn't have the pressure of this well-known program. We were chasing the dream.
Clemson now 3-0 in conference. The defense turning the trick against North Carolina State.
Clemson winning the national championship, that's not something you go into the season thinking about because it had never happened.
The Tigers' 35 points set the single quarter record for the most points scored.
We started to win and started moving up the ranks.
Clemson had run rampant through the ACC to compile a 7-0 record.
And everybody was waiting for the Cinderella story to be over early.
Oh. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
That was the game.
We were
2 or 3, and they were 8.
Yeah, okay. We were 2 and they were 8.
Okay.
The 1981 Clemson-North Carolina game was huge. They were ranked 8th, and Clemson was ranked 2nd.
First time ever in ACC history that we've had a game with 2 teams in the top 10.
I think it was the first bout of top 10 teams in the ACC. So we had extra motivation there. And of course, North Carolina was good.
North Carolina is a perennial top 20 team. They get great athletes, always.
They had a stout defense.
The basketball was great, but the football was up and coming. And they had a new coach, Dick Crum, and so in 1980, we're 11-1.
North Carolina had that reputation coming from Lawrence Taylor.
ACC football, and particularly North Carolina, was climbing the mountain, and we were going to get it done.
They haven't lost a football game, playing excellent football. It's going to be a great challenge for Clemson to prepare for North Carolina.
We've got to win this week to stay in the conference race, so Clemson feels the same way. They have to win.
Back then, there was one national game, and it was Air Parsegian and Bill Fleming. The hype in Chapel Hill was tremendous, and the media ascended on Chapel Hill in a football way that I don't think they ever had before.
The Clemson Tigers ranked second in the AP poll, and their fans are here screaming today.
Going up to North Carolina, Chapel Hill, we traveled well that game.
Yeah.
Man, we must have had...
We probably had more than them.
They had a running back, Kelvin Bryant, that was coming off of an injury.
Tried to get ready to play in a week off of an operation.
You know, he was projected to be like Marcus Allen, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Early in the year, Kelvin Bryant had 15 touchdowns in 3 games, 6 against East Carolina. He was on the Heisman radar watch. He was speed like I've never seen ever since.
Bryant cuts back, stepped out of 2 or 3 tackles, breaks down to the outside. What a great run! Kelvin Bryant on just a super effort.
Had he not gotten hurt, I think he got hurt like 3rd or 4th game.
Georgia Tech, he got taken out, and we didn't know if he would be back all year.
The return of Kelvin Bryant. The sophomore running back has looked very good this week.
It was kind of a quiet secret that he might be ready to play against Clemson.
This crowd today is the largest crowd ever at North Carolina. 53,611 people.
I can remember the crowd being really hyped there in Kenan Stadium.
The fans were maybe tougher because they throwing liquor bottles at us when we coming from the locker room.
These 2 teams are just absolutely hammering it out against each other with no score in this first quarter.
Go deep, leader!
Big heat, and down goes Dan Cabbage.
That football game, I bet you there were 12 incidents where they went to a TV timeout because somebody was laid down on the ground and the trainers were out over them. They either walked off, hobbled off, carried off. That was the most physical game as I've ever seen in football, let alone participated in.
It's almost like both teams had the same game plan. It was 2 bullies on the corner, and only one of them was going to win.
It's up, and it is purple. Carolina has scored first.
Blood in your mouth, hitting your nose, coming right at you, so we were accustomed to that.
Here's McCollum, he's going to be close. Touchdown, Clemson. Oh, the high snap is certain to be blocked. It goes out of the end zone. Tough break for Carolina.
It came down to just a running game.
Kelvin Bryant has gone in the lineup.
In the middle of the game, Kelvin came in, and the crowd went crazy, and the team got uplifted. Okay, game on. Kelvin wasn't all himself. It was a big lift, but he didn't clearly have after 4 weeks off of ACL.
Is that the running back that had the knee surgery?
Yeah.
Bryant?
Yeah, Kelvin Bryant.
He showed it too, though, in that ball game. They tried to get him back way too early.
So it became a knockdown, drag-out game, low-scoring game.
And we played the whole 4th quarter at 10-8.
There's only a 2-point difference between these 2 teams.
So with 2:10 left, running on the field, I was thinking, okay, this is where, legends are made. We're going to go 98 yards and win this game.
Here comes Dan Cabbage going to run it out now. Gets to the 10 to the 12. He makes the first down.
They were having some success out in the middle of the football field.
We scrambled for a couple first downs, and a couple guys made some good catches.
Throws it short to Anthony. Goes out of bounds, stops the clock.
All of us are thinking 10-8 and a field goal is 11-8, we win.
Dan Cabbage flips it. He's got his man. It's Mark Smith.
They would move the ball some, but we weren't about to let them score.
Well, they really swarm, don't they, that Clemson defense?
Once again, we're not going to give you anything, but we're going to take everything.
If ever the Clemson defense is contested this year, it's going to be right now.
I knew our defense was great because I faced them every day. On our off days, they could make it up.
Swing pass and Burris is nailed. Now the question, was that a forward pass or was it backward?
I think it was. They called it that way. This game, I think it's going to be a victory for Clemson Tigers.
There it is, right there.
Everybody else thought that was just a pass.
Incomplete pass, yep, and it was a lateral. Boogeyman.
That's one of the biggest plays of the whole year.
Yeah, it was.
That's probably the difference in that game.
It was.
North Carolina, you knew you could be good after that.
So second ranking sounds pretty good this week.
That's high enough right now. You know, we end the year and we're in good shape.
After we beat North Carolina, we kind of saw that we were a good enough team that we probably could compete for it.
Quarterback Homer Jordan rose to the occasion, completing a drive with a 14-yard pass to Perry Tuttle.
For the game today, I was thinking, help Tuttle get the record, and that's what I went out to do. I also wanted Jerry Gaillard to get in the end zone, and he did that too, so I'm very happy today.
Everybody knew this was for the championship, so everybody really wanted it, and we just went out and played the way we were supposed to play.
It was like getting on a racehorse and trying to win, and they've won every time. So,
Number one in the ACC, and depending on the outcome of some other games, maybe number one in the country.
Big swing it was, and he goes all the way to score, 23 yards. The Clemson Tigers, number 2 in the country, undefeated, perfect season, 11 straight victories.
We kind of looked around after the game in the locker room.
You're talking about trying to be number one in the country.
We started believing that this could be a special year.
Is this a national championship team?
I ain't going to say they're not no more.
I knew we were the best team in the country then. But we had people still ahead of us, Pitt.
After Clemson beat South Carolina in the last regular season game, Pittsburgh and Dan Marino, they were number one.
That's just the bottom line.
And so they were going to play Penn State, who was a highly ranked team led by quarterback Todd Blackledge.
We felt that between us and Pittsburgh in the early 80s, we were as good as anybody. We were arch rivals. We always played the Friday after Thanksgiving.
This is the third time since 1976 that the teams have met with the number one ranking on the line.
But when they were number one and we were playing them at their place, we wanted to beat the heck out of them.
A lot of Clemson people, watched that game because they thought, well, if Penn State can win this game and upset them, we can move to number one.
The way it started, it did not look good because they were just crushing us. And we kind of got our feet under us and got back in the game and then won it going away in the second half.
Penn State beats Pittsburgh 48-14. So everybody knew that Clemson was going to move up to number one.
Pitt knocked out of the rank of number one.
When I started doing games at Clemson, I had people come up and literally say, hey, thank you. For what? Thank you for beating Pitt back in 1981.
Clemson is our number one team this week, at least as we stand right now.
Everything there again had to fall just right, and it did.
A call was placed to the Orange Bowl office in Miami.
I accept it on behalf of the Board of Trustees and this fine football team that will be in Miami, and we're going to be number one in the country.
It's official, Clemson against Nebraska on New Year's night.
We'll see you in Miami and Oranges.
When we found out that we were going to spend the first week in a place called New Smyrna Beach, Florida, you equate beach with a lot of swimsuits and girls. We were very fired up about that.
That entire week was a great week. And we just had fun.
It just seems like I was with all my best friends. We just had a great time.
It's a lot more to the Orange Bowl than just the game, huh? A whole week of fun.
We were 19, 20-year-old kids, so he allowed us to get loose.
Trying to tone up a little bit. Came down here with the idea of getting used to the weather.
We're down in Florida in December, and it's 95 degrees at 9 o'clock in the morning. And we practiced hard.
And it was hot, man.
We thought we had done something wrong. You treating us like we had won a game because of how hard we were practicing. That was Coach Ford's idea of fun.
I told him, I said, y'all go out and have fun. Stay out as long as you want to. But we practiced twice a day.
We were beat up coming in after the last game. So a lot of it was getting healthy, getting used to the heat, getting strong.
We were there the week before practicing in the heat. We were more acclimated to the heat than them.
They made the comment, well, Clemson's taking it too serious. They've been down here practicing. Well, it was. We took it pretty serious.
Serious excitement. That might be the best way to describe Clemson's practice sessions thus far. Sessions that have been sharp and crisp.
New Smyrna was about, we're going to have a good time. We're going to go to the pool. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to do all those things.
I want to go up there and beat Nebraska.
That hard work y'all put in on the football field going to be the icing on this cake that y'all making.
I think that'll put the icing on the cake.
We work hard. We play hard. That was the mindset.
Why is #1 Clemson an underdog? They are the only major undefeated team in the country.
We still weren't getting the respect. No one knew where Clemson was.
I really didn't know where Clemson was located. I guess they're pretty good, to be undefeated, so they're going to give us a good game.
Nebraska, in the early 80s, it was a big-time program.
They've got the 2 best tailbacks I've ever seen on a football team.
Nebraska had a great team. Roger Craig.
Here he goes.
Mike Rozier, who went on to win the Heisman.
Nebraska was averaging over 500 and something yards total offense a game.
I think we were intimidated by the name. Nebraska was Coach Tom Osborne.
I'm going to pick Nebraska to defeat Clemson.
We got tired of hearing about them. They played against, quote, better competition.
They're going to beat Clemson?
They were running them out of the stadium.
We wasn't getting the respect that we earned. If you won't give it to us, we just going to take it.
Now hear this, Clemson's not going to be the national champion.
After we spent that week in New Smyrna Beach, then Christmas Day, that's when we transported down to Miami.
I'm not real sure anybody had a better time than I did. I'm just telling you the truth. I just had a great time.
Live from Miami, I'm Perry Tuttle, wide receiver from Clemson, here at the Ally. Here we got Jeff Davis, linebacker for Clemson Tigers, All-American. Jeff, what do you really know about this game?
Ally. Oh, I don't know anything about Ally.
They're expecting a big crowd because Perry Tuttle's going to be here tonight.
Perry Tuttle?
Perry Tuttle, Perry Tuttle.
I seem like I heard that name before.
Yes, he's a very famous person in the Miami area.
Well, when you see him, tell him to come by. I'd like to have a word with him. This is Eyewitness Sports saying, you, the people, are the stars of the show. Good night.
Clemson wins the national championship of college football.
We all come under the umbrella of Clemson.
The Orange Bowl. How good is Clemson? I think that's a valid question.
They have a coach who is brilliant at preparing for one game. He inherits that from Brian. And they have an us against the world psychology that's irresistible.
A lot of people on the national scene never heard of Clemson, and we took it too hard, that mentality of us against the world.
When we went into the Nebraska game, we were an underdog, and we were ranked #1 in the country. How do you figure that?
Everybody in the country thinks Nebraska's you can come in here and just walk all over us. We're going to be here. They're going to have to play to beat us.
We were #1. Nebraska was #4. The winner of the Nebraska-Clemson game was probably going to be the national champion.
It was kind of the luck of the draw if you got matched up in a bowl game with a chance to beat somebody and win a national championship.
Irregardless of who we were playing, we were, 11-0? We weren't going to take a back seat to no one at that point, but we respected them, and we knew we had to be at our best to beat them.
We've got a lot of Clemson fans here. They're starting to turn out, and they're in great mass right behind us. I think you can see Clemson has arrived.
That game felt like a home game.
Clemson had incredible fan support for the game against Nebraska in the Orange Bowl. We'd sold upwards of 40,000 tickets.
It meant a lot to the Clemson people, and nobody takes more pride in their alma mater than people who love Clemson.
Hey, what about this picture? What is that?
Boy, those proud Clemson people, they got their finger up.
A warm, humid night in South Florida, the national championship of college football on the line.
That's the Orange Bowl. We had to wait on the Rose Bowl. Remember how long we had to wait? We kept warming up, wanting to go out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we sure did.
We followed the Rose Bowl, and they kept slowing down.
Nebraska had a team down Remington. They had all them boys.
Yeah. Turner Gill didn't play them.
Was he the quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah, he was hurt. That helped us.
Clemson, a fired-up group of guys. They've forced 39 turnovers this season.
Yeah, boom.
There's the fumble. Who hit that guy?
He got hit a couple times.
William Devane, number 94, came up with a football.
Me and William were actually in the game together at the same time. On the snap of the ball, I shot the gap, but I was able to grab the quarterback, and then the ball popped out when I recovered the fumble.
And the Tigers Clemson are first on the scoreboard, leading 3-0. Dave Remington, junior center for Nebraska, the Outland Trophy winner. William Perry, 6'3", 305 pounds, and he's still growing.
All week long, the big hype was Dave Remington, Outland Center. So I remember William came off the football field and said, TK, I got him right here in my back pocket. Now this is a freshman playing against the Outland Trophy winner.
There's no panic here in the Nebraska booth. That turnover, no sweat whatsoever.
That's that play.
That was the backside post. Terry did exactly what he was supposed to do. A good play call by them.
They were a high-powered running football team. They ran out tall sweep. I was shot out like a cannon. I was going to make that tackle. By the time I recognized it, it was too late. That was on me.
We didn't panic or anything. We just knew we had to get ourselves together.
Oh, the sweep.
Ostentation. Well, you talking about a pretty runner. Cliff made it look good now.
Airplane.
And the number 1 ranked Clemson Tigers holding to a 12-7 lead. Rozier takes a strike from Jeff Davis, the All-American linebacker.
Nobody could match our physicality. It was a heavyweight bout.
It was a physical game. When they hit Homer, they were trying to hit him a little bit harder. He took a beating.
If you're gonna win a national championship, you better have a great quarterback.
We're in the huddle, and Homer says to me, hey, Tut, watch me.
3rd and goal for the Clemson Tigers from outside of 15.
There it is.
Back shoulder throw.
Yeah, that was back shoulder before back shoulder got popular, wasn't it?
I have made a living off of one catch for about 40 years.
I want to finally get this story straight, too, about you looked over there, Homer, and winked at him in the Orange Bowl.
We were in the huddle. I told Bird, I said, Bird, look my way every time, because I'm not going to block.
Block? Perry Tuttle block?
And Bird says, hey, if I nod,
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
He lined up perfect.
Y'all saying Coach wasn't gonna throw the ball?
Oh, he never throws the ball. In your offense, we only threw the ball 8 times.
8 times?
8 times a game.
That's about 6 too many.
And you can see how hot it is. You look at the perspiration coming off all the players.
The heat was getting to everybody, but I thought Homer was done.
We conditioned good in the heat, but nothing can compare to that game moment. I went into the sideline one time, and I thought I wasn't gonna make it after that. We knew Homer had a lot of intestinal fortitude, as we would say, and we knew he was not going to give it up.
And right now, the Tigers going for a first national championship. Send their quarterback around. Homer Jordan breaks open. When they needed it most, Homer Jordan gains 23 yards.
What more can you ask of a person to give it their all? And that's what he did.
6 seconds to go.
Ball games aren't over until it's over.
Oh, that's the last play.
Ball was in the air. You can just tell everybody on the sideline, knock it down, knock it down.
Don't tell nobody try to be no hero. Just knock the ball down.
I still dream of that last pass they throw and catch it and beat us by a point. They were in still striking distance to the last play. Hail Mary, boy, it still scared me.
Lauer throws it up for grabs, and Heck knocks it down. The game runs out, and Clemson wins the national championship of college football.
Shocked the world. Hey, what a great night.
Yeah.
What a great, great night.
That was a great feeling. You were laid out on the field, weren't you?
You had to go to the locker room, had to get that IV.
I celebrated a little bit, but then I had to find Doc.
Exhausted, drained, dehydrated, had to be carried around the locker room to shower and everything else just because he had given it his all.
Everybody put in whatever they had for that night.
For him to continue to be able to summon enough strength to make plays when he had to do it, I think it inspired us.
Being the MVP, obviously a great honor for you.
Something I just cherish the rest of my life, being on the national championship team and being the MVP of that game.
I've always felt that Homer hadn't gotten the props that he deserves. It wasn't just his play. It was the way he carried himself.
Clemson can't win a national championship with a black quarterback. No one can ever make that statement again. He disproved that racist theory, and that's his legacy.
He was a perfect person to become that quarterback.
I'm not trying to place him as Jackie Robinson, but just from Clemson and for the state of South Carolina, for the ACC.
Progress in that area is often very slow moving. You can say, well, he was one of the first to kind of start the process, and then over time, you've had others come through.
I'm thankful that Homer was able not just to perform, but to endure for myself and for Deshaun Watson and for Kelly Bryant and for Woody Dancer and all of these guys that came after, because if there's no Homer, there's no us.
People look up to me. It makes me feel good. I get to share that. I got two boys, Adrian and Darius. I get to share that time with them.
He truly represents the humble being exalted.
How's it feel to be national champion?
It's great. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, it's been a terrific year having you.
Yes, sir.
It was a lot of jubilation. Guys were happy.
It's something that I've always dreamed about since I was a little kid, being a national champion.
It was the best celebration I've ever experienced.
We just wanted to prove to everybody that we were #1 team in the nation, and the ACC wasn't just basketball. We had some football teams in there, too.
Everybody jumping up and down, singing, dancing, doing everything they can do to have a good time.
After Clemson won the Orange Bowl, I mean, there was great celebration because we were the only undefeated team in college football. We were #1 going in, so we knew we were going to be the national champion.
Danny, I'm a happy coach of the national champion Tigers.
Well, Jim, I hope all that's true about the national championship thing. We're very, very proud.
After the game, we really knew that we were the best team and that we should get it, but I was still a little nervous. I won't believe it till I read it in paper.
They made the announcement that we were #1. I mean, I'm
just takes your breath. We did it. We did it.
I think that we were overcome with the joy for us to be able to say, hey, do you know where Clemson is now?
It gave us an identity on the national scene.
It elevated the rest of the league. It caused everybody to get better. At this point now, they're an upper echelon college football program. And I think a lot of that goes back to Clemson winning the national championship and kind of setting a bar then.
They put that Clemson brand out there across the country. We've all benefited from that legacy that was established, by that '81 team.
They did something that nobody else had done. I don't care how many more they win here now. It's nothing like being the first one. They just copycatting what we did.
Of all the teams I ever been on in my life, it was the team that overcame the most.
When we went through that year at National Championship, that was family.
The brotherhood came from just the hard work.
It was life-changing. When you win a national championship, you're empowered with that for the rest of your life. It's in our DNA.
You'd be surprised what a ring means to a football player. It's because it means they achieved something that not a lot of people achieve. It's amazing how everybody keeps up with everybody now, even till this day. If you ever needed somebody, they'd be there.
That's right.
Every one of them.
Yeah, every one of them. There have been some ups and downs in all of our lives, but when we come back to Clemson, when we come back to visit you, people are always going to ask about Coach Ford. I mean, you become the person that everybody rallies around.
When we think about that football team, Clemson won the national championship. That's the power of our bond. We all come under the umbrella of Clemson.
Tiger fever is spreading through the land. Better get on the bandwagon.
Hey man, there's a fly.
And it's one of them green flies.
Green fly?
One that chases that deer on the cat. It ain't headed towards you, is it?
I knew that was coming. Fever is spreading through the land.